Hey guys, in this short video we're going to create a realistic eye, and we're just doing one of the eyes just to show pretty much a close-up of the details that go into all the shading, the highlighting, the eyelashes, the eyebrow, and pretty much getting really close and trying to make it as realistic as possible. So first we're starting out with an almond shape, and we're going to be drawing, in this case this is the person's left eye, and the corner of the eye is right here, and you kind of want to make the corner short little or a small little triangle shape, because you want to kind of make it pointy. And some people have these, some people don't have that, but for our eye, let's go ahead and create a little pointy end here where the tear ducts go. Okay, so the upper eyelid or the upper eyelash line is this, and we're going lightly because we want to create some guidelines at first. So we're sketching really light, and then we're going to add shadow and depth and details at the very end. So let's go ahead and create the upper eyelid. And we're keeping the shape nice and simple, just a curved line. And let's do the eyebrow. I'll adjust the camera on a little bit. So I'm just sketching loosely, trying to figure out where I want the eyebrow to go, what kind of shape I want it to have. So I'm following the shape of the direction of the eye going upwards, but up here about 2/3 up the way, I kind of want to angle it a little steep, and I just have a preference for these kind of eyebrows that just look a little bit more dramatic. A lot of the superheroes, male or female, will have a little bit of exaggeration up on top here, and this part of the eyebrow will be a little bit thicker. So you can see the eyebrow, we could have went with a nice round curvy shape, but that would have been too boring. So I wanted to make it more interesting, and I decided to give it a little bit more of a unique shape. Now the eye is a three-dimensional object, so we're going to want to see the inside part of the lids, which is right in here, because there is a dimension, this part and this part on the bottom. So, and you can definitely see them at the corners of the eye, and sometimes they'll just blend in on the bottom because we're looking straight on, so you won't really see that much of a lip, but you'll see the upper a little bit. And we want to create a section for the tear ducts and make a line here kind of separating the actual eyeball from the face part. And it's always a good idea to create the lower eyelid or a little bit of a shadow, but you want to be careful and go light and not make them look like the person hasn't slept in days. So, but it's always a good idea to have something down here, because in reality everyone has, most people have, a little bit of a skin fold underneath the eye, and it's just natural. So, but of course the darker part will be the upper eyelid here. And next step we're going to do is create the iris. So we don't want to put it in the center. We can. If you do that, the eye isn't really looking right at you, it's looking off like this direction. We want the eyeball to be looking right at you this direction, like that. So in order to do that, we have to just move it a little bit to the right. So let's redraw our iris. Just a little bit offset from the center of this guy, because the face is really pointing this way, but her pupil or her eye is actually looking straight at you, and that's what we want to do. And it's kind of interesting the effect that you can create if you draw the right angle of the almond shape, the eyebrow, and get the iris placed at just the right spot. I'm probably going to need to break this video down into different parts. It's probably going to be ending up as a course. So this is the first lesson on just getting the basic shapes of the eye down, and we're already past 6 minutes. So I'm just going to add some more shapes here and try to wrap up this lesson. So we're just placing the pupil of the eye right in the middle of the iris. So you want to center your circles, and also notice that the upper part of the circle is hidden by the upper eyelid. So the bottom part of the circle, you can see it completely. Sometimes you'll see it less if this line is higher, and that just means that the person has her eyes more closed than open. So, and it's just another facial feature or an exaggeration that we can create. But we're creating a fully open eyeball. So, and we're going to just quickly fill this guy in. Now we want to create an area for the highlight for later, but let's go ahead and just place that. And it's just another dot. We're going to put one here in the upper corner and a small one down here. So later on we'll bring those back. They're going to be covered with all the detail. So let's just shade in this part of the iris, because there's always shadow hitting it. Most of the time. So we have our light source coming from above. It hits the upper eyelid, and the eyelashes, and that's going to create the shadow right here. So let's draw our guideline for the shadow line, and just lightly using hatching, kind of quickly fill in the top part. And we're using an H pencil the whole time we're drawing with. So this is actually a 2H. So later on we're going to switch to a HB and get our darks. And notice I'm not doing any details, no details at all whatsoever. No eyelashes, that comes later. Right now it's more important to get your shapes down, the position of things, the eyebrow, upper eyelid line, eyelash line, iris, pupil, highlights, shadow, corner of the eye, lower part of the eye. Just gently add some shadow so you can see it come together. And we're still sketching. I'm not really shading it as much. I'm just laying down something to help me go by later. So this is pretty much the start of making a realistic eye, and later on we'll fix things and correct it in the next videos.